So
I know.
last week we arrived in Florida to, kind of kick off this 4-day extravaganza that we went on. And we were basically like, I don't know, 100 and something strangers getting thrown together in a boat that is nice and tight and, cozy, if you will.
Cozy.
Cozy. And then magic happened. So tell me what your favorite part of the cruise was.
My favorite, there's just too many favorite parts,
Totally.
Right? Right? So the fact that you were able to be gifted with this trip at such a, I'm not going to say it's a low level, but a lower level, was amazing. And that I was able to bring Glenn. I won't get into that because I'm going to throw him into the fire and get him on live. So I won't get into that. But that was really great. Meeting you guys, it's one thing to
speak of the devil,
communicate over the phone.
He's on. Yep.
I can't see, but hey. But meeting you guys, speaking over the phone or over text or on social media, it's one thing, but to actually get together and fellowship is another, right? And I got to meet, I know you mentioned this on one of the posts, I got to meet my power partner, the best power partner in the world, Tristan, who's a million times better in person than he is, over the phone. So I got that, and meeting Dallin.
So cool.
How amazing was that? He invited us to his room for a meeting. And the fact that he wanted to know more about us personally and thanked us, and asked us what we needed from him.
Blown away.
Wow, for someone who's already created, $2 billion companies, he already knows what's needed. He doesn't need our input, but he wanted to know what we needed. So that speaks volumes for the company and its principles and the culture that he's created, right? And it's no accident that all of us are like this and want to help one another and want to lift each other up. And the message I got from that meeting from him was that he didn't have to come out of retirement. He's fine. But his mind is retired, but guess what? His heart is
totally not.
And he wanted to give back, and he's doing that. He's doing that through us, by us lifting each other up, and by what we're offering to people, the charity work that he's doing with the wells. So it speaks volumes for him and the culture that we have. And it's great. The compensation plan is amazing, and the education that you get is amazing. But it's just it takes.
This
the
was
cake,
so
right?
cool.
How did you feel about that meeting?
Being up in his room like that, I was,
and just speaking.
He's
to him,
just, well, we both came from the same place before. We came from the same culture, same company, where everything was kind of out of reach. And before we talk about that, let's talk about what we had to do to qualify for this, because most of the time in other companies, you have to hit a certain rank and you have to maintain it for X amount of weeks. And here, once you hit that rank, not only do you get the trip, but you get global profit sharing. And, they kind of entice you to keep hitting that rank because of, you keep getting the global profits, but each time you hit another week, you get another incentive with the trip. Like, you got to bring Glenn with you.
Right. And you kept going.
I did. I kept going. I was.
What did you do? Tell them what you did, Christine.
When somebody throws a carrot out there, I'm like, all right, what do I have to do to get to here? And, each week that you hit, you got a room upgrade, or you got to bring a guest, or you got spending money. So I was like, all right, what's at the end of the list? $1,000 spending money, an upgraded room, and a guest. I'm going to do that. And I did it. And it was really fun to do it. But,
of course it was.
And,
I can't imagine
having somebody like Dallin, who is the owner of a company, at your fingertips, and to say, he shot us a text and said, let's meet in my room before dinner. You guys are blowing it up. So let's chat. I want to hear what you're doing. I want to hear, what you want to do. I want to hear what's working, what's not. Like, we were the only ones that got to do that. There were, what, 12 of us in there? It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I'm like, this is his room. Wait, what are we doing? What's going on? Like, where are we meeting? Yeah, it's amazing. And you know what's funny? Studies show that people who work in a company who are happy, right? So company owners who treat their employees, you know, with the utmost respect, and they value them and appreciate them. It shows that they're more productive and the company grows, right? And he's doing that with us as business owners, and we're free to be creative and think bigger and share and not be afraid, and not, you know, try to keep it to ourselves because we're not sure. That there's no fear.
There's no fear. Yep.
And he's doing that. He's definitely cracked the code on that. So yeah, that was
and
amazing.
I think one of the other big pieces of creating culture like this is you know, we're in 12 different countries and territories, and anyone who hits that rank is invited to this trip. So you've got different personalities, different cultures, you know, married, single, kids, no kids, men, women, you know, every realm of humanity that could exist. He brings everybody together. And I think one of the biggest reasons why they do that is to create these relationships within the company. Like you and Tristan, and he just popped on now too. You and Tristan got to meet.
Hey,
you guys got to meet through social media a few months ago. You totally connected. You became power partners, which basically means that you guys are each other's sounding boards, and you throw ideas off of each other, and you support one another. And, you know, you may complain and gripe and moan and, you know, whatever you might do, but you're in the trenches.
We don't really.
There's not much to complain about, right?
No,
so you guys locked forces a few months ago without ever having met, and you got the chance to meet on this trip, which is so cool. Tell me about that. What was it like the first time you guys met?
It was perfect. He was the last one, right? We had all arranged to meet to watch the game, and he was the last one there. So I was like, where is he? His plane is so late. And I was like, okay, I'll come out and I'll meet you so that you know where we are. And all I hear is us. He's a million times better in person. He's one of my favorite people in the world.
Well, I have a little.
So I'm lucky.
I have a little Tristan story too. He was one of the first people I met in Dallas. And you know, when you see someone who's tatted from head to toe, it's a little intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. I judged, and I was like, "Who's this cat? What's his business here?" And we had conversation that night. It was me, him, and Matt and Rick, and we sat together for like 2 or 3 hours. And watching what he's done since then, which was May, like I'm so blown away by how he's grown as a person, as a business owner.
His growth, yeah.
He's one of the coolest, most down to earth people ever. So cool.
The most genuine people ever. You know, he has the best heart. His intentions are always good.
And he's, you know, when he's stuck out there in the oil fields all day, he's got lots of time to think and grow his business. So having him, you know, at your disposal is amazing. Disposal.
I know, I'm lucky. Disposal.
So, and the other cool part is, you know, we were only there for, I guess you could say like 3-ish days because of, you know, late on one day, early off the next day. But the kind of bond that the 12 of us forged, how does that happen? I mean, basically, like our energy was like this, and we all kind of came together, and then we all just magic. Loved it.
Yeah. Yes. It was amazing. Glenn saw it, and it was undeniable.
And even though we had to wait,
he text messaged me. I'm not going to talk about this. I said I wasn't going to talk about it.
Well, even though we had to wait for night 2 to have our, you know, special dinner table, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
And then they broke us up.
We were talking across the room. I know.
So we had, you guys, a lot of you have seen the pictures because we've all posted them everywhere because it was fantastic. I guess I should admit that I couldn't even make it through night 1 because I was not feeling well.
I know.
But night 2, we kind of maneuvered our way and created the best table on the ship. And we were having the most fun of everybody. And they were like, no, We need to break this fun up and spread
No
the
more.
fun out. So they broke us up. They broke the band up.
Yeah, they did, but we made up for it later on
We
that
totally
night. So
did.
it's okay. And you stayed out.
I
that
was a
night,
rock
so
star finally. Cruising and I,
you were.
it was a struggle. My mom tells the story. She
Challenge,
couldn't even
huh?
take me to the grocery store when I was little because I would get sick. And I thought, it's a big boat. I'll be totally fine. No.
Not
Not
at
so
all.
much.
We were like, where did Keegan
She
go?
pulled the Irish goodbye.
Went back to her room. Yeah,
And my trip husband,
okay.
Scott, was, you know, filling in the fun for everybody.
He was like, I know.
What are you going to do?
We're like, we got you, Scott. Let's go.
So what would your advice be to anybody who is, you know, struggling and thinking, I'm never going to hit this? Because let's be honest, it is a lower rank in the company, and they do that purposefully to acknowledge and appreciate the hard work that you do. So what advice would you have for somebody who is kind of like, I'm never going to get there?
They will get there. The system they have in place for us is